Hey, what's up, world? Y'all, it's your girl Nina Capone. This is an episode of Random Conversations. Um, I just wanted to get on and kind of talk about it. Talk about the disc culture. What's what caused it to trend all of a sudden? Um, if I just been watching, I just been kind of looking at everything that's going on. I'm based right out here in Philly, and because of the music, the conversations and hip hop or whatever, it's like some of the young people have gone over the edge. And I do believe a lot of it is from the gaming and what they're seeing, the visuals, but also the influence of the influencers, the music, right? So what's causing, it's like we kind of got away from the disc record era, and then we're back. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for it. I'm all for the disc records. But I just feel like why is it such a trending thing at this very moment when we got so much else going on that we should be trying to, create as much positivity as possible. But here we are with the disc records coming out crazy. I mean, like everybody in the industry versus Drake. Then we got Taylor Swift. Like, how'd you get in this dissing Kim Kardashian? She don't have Ye to write nothing back for her now. Like, so how is she to defend herself? It's outrageous. I mean, shout out to Breezy. Salute. Like, you killed it. I don't even know what to say about what he did to Quavo, so I'm not getting into it. I do want to play him. I do want to do a full track list on the station for this trending this era. Like, it's happening rapidly. And I mean, don't get me wrong, as a writer, as an artist, a rapper, subliminals are dropped heavy. Like, this is what we do. But right now, it's just not even, we beyond subliminals. So, it's just, I wanted to just kind of pose this question out there. What's causing the trend and people just saying, hey, I'm going to do this record? Like, I get it. We all got beef. We all, exchange words with people. We all had this moment where, we're going to say something. We don't like something somebody did. Usually a diss record comes from the way a person moves. So me and you cool, and I don't like how you start moving. I don't like something you said. I don't like how you switched up. I don't like, something shady didn't happen, right? So then you feel like, you know what? I'm going to put it on wax. I want to go up and slap her in the face, but I'm going to put it on wax. I'm going to just go ahead and drop it here because this is my creative outlet. This is where I put it at. And that's wonderful. So, you can look at this in so many different ways. So I'm looking at it as in, are they trying to create this trend to get, for the attention of young people to get back on track, on record, to put it, to create that outlet again and put the guns down? I mean, because that's how I would spin it. From a media perspective, I would say, listen, so this trend is back up. Let's get everybody back on wax. And for those who don't know what the hell when I'm talking about when I say back on wax, is back on record, back on, writing it down and spitting it in your bars. But let's get people back on wax and, put the guns down. I mean, that's literally how I see that it should be spent, opposed to, just kind of putting it out there. It's just trending right now. It's trending. You got Ross going hard. I mean, you got everybody. It's like literally everybody versus everybody. And then we got the R&B people getting involved. Like, that wasn't a thing. R&B are known for the subliminal drops. This is what they do. It's not, they'll do a whole damn song about you. But here we are. Like, you got R&B artists going hard on a diss record. Like, oh my, what in the Tupac is going on? So, I'm a huge fan of diss tracks. I'm a huge fan of the subliminals. I'm a wordsmith. I love the interactions. But it's like it used to be a reason. So like, what's the reason? What's the reason we got to it? You know what I mean? What's the reason we're back here in 2024 with this new trend, this wave of diss tracks popping out? I mean, they coming out heavy left and right, and ain't nothing wrong with it. Again, let's get it. Great content. Is it the record industry trying to sell? Are they losing money? Is like, who's behind it? Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, being in the marketing industry for so many years, I understand how, we have, as marketers, as the executives of the marketing industry, we have to keep things going so we can monetize them. So we're now giving, our influencers, our music people, the people who write music, make music, whatever, the push to create this type of content, so therefore it could be monetized, because you can't tell me that's not what's happening. But I feel like, and I've said this for a long time, as an executive in the marketing industry, and spent over 23 years in this industry, where is, I think we try to put in, and I just had to go live and share this, y'all. So thanks for listening. You tuned in to Industries Radio. But seriously, on another note, it's like, it's like we have to be more responsible. That's the word I'm looking for. We have to be more responsible when it comes down to our tactics. What are we doing it for? Explaining it, putting that out there as well. And of course, no, it wouldn't work as great if we told the full plan. We can't do that, right? Because in marketing, we don't tell you the full plan. We're not going to put the whole operation out and say, okay, this is how it's going to go. Like, no. It got to be that element of surprise. I'm with that. But at this point in time, I feel like, yay with the end of the careers with the hip hop and everything, because that's what it's about. That's the essence of it. But when it comes down to the executives of the marketing, like, where's the responsibility in what you're putting out here? Where's the response? It's like we want to go ahead and push this type of content creation, because that's all it is, content creation. But and we monetize this, and we make money off of it. And don't get me wrong, if it's out there like that, it's so many people making money on so many different levels, and I share this with my clients as a consultant. I say, hey, there's so many ways for you to make money off of one small piece of content. So imagine content, reaching 7, 10, 20, 30 million. It's nothing but a bag of money, to be honest. It's a bag of money, right? So, of course, we all want to get our hands on it, but at what point do we take responsibility as the marketer, as the media, and take it off of not to say take it off of them, but stop pushing the narrative that the artist is the content creator, the artist, whatever, they're doing what they can do to stay relevant in the game. And being on both sides of the fence, I feel like, damn, I jumped on Random Conversations today because I'm like, I need to talk about it. I need to share this, my point of view on this, because being an artist, knowing what it takes to stay relevant in the game, knowing, being a marketer, understanding what we need to do, what we need to create, the illusions we need to draw up in order to get paid to make our money on the back end, right? And then, responsibility, a social responsibility that we have with our youth, the people that we actually market to, our buyers, our consumers. So, it's like I just feel like there's a lack of responsibility that's being taken on so many levels. And, like, I watched a little bit of something somebody sent me in reference to Spotify, and the Spotify kicked me off. That's cool. It is what it is. They kicked me off because I really don't promote my music on their platform like that, because I looked at my analytics. I get more value from Apple Music, of course, but That's neither here or there. So needless to say, we create this content, we put it out there. Yes, the effect is a monopoly. We're going to make money off it. We're going to make money. So it's far and wide. It goes so many different levels of how to market this record. How are we going to market this? We're going to hate it positive. We're going to negative, blah, 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 whatever, right? But a lot of times go negative. It can literally ruin the perception of the consumer towards the artist, therefore costing the artist a lot more than the gain in a long run. So, and what I mean by that is the artist can take this dive now. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and this such and such, and so now we're gonna, what that does. Once that disc come out, we split the consumers, the fans, the listeners. They're like, no, I'm on this side. I think it really kind of started this year. I'm gonna say this is when I start paying attention to the Megan and Nicki back and forth, right? And Nicki is queen of controversy. I don't care what nobody says. She's the queen of the controversy. Hip hop controversy is you go work with, I'm just waiting for her to get on the little short, the little redhead chick next, because that's like, it's part of her thing. It's what she do. It's part of her marketing. It's part of her plans, what she does. So I wasn't shocked at all when she came at, when her and Megan got into it. Don't get me wrong. Nicki's good at what she do. I think Nicki can eventually start her own marketing company because she gets it. She understands the marketing. When I got out of the game, when I got into the game, I got into marketing. I was taught marketing. So, marketing became my niche. That's what I started doing. But, I got caught up. I fell in love with it because it's a certain superpower to have behind the scenes. But when you start to see the irresponsibility happening in front of your face, it's such a slap in the face, because it could be spent so good. That's why I call myself the Olivia Pope of this shit, because honestly, the spin on what we do could be it's so great, it's so big, it's so powerful. It could be so positive and so dope without it looking corny, right? So the biggest thing is like, what do we do as a culture, like Black woman on, and I'm going to speak for people who look like me, and say, what can we do for the culture? What can we do to change the narrative a little bit? Because it looks bad. It looks like everybody's not going to always understand the culture of hip hop, period. They just not. It's not for everybody, and that's cool. But this has gotten beyond hip hop. And it's gotten to a place of where it's no longer comfortable, where it's no longer, it's not ours. It's no longer just in the culture. It's now going outside the culture. And it's weird. It's weird. It's just to a place now where it's just, I don't know. This is, again, my point of view, random conversations with Nina Capone. I wanted to jump on and just speak my truth, because again, as I sit and listen to music, because this is what I'm doing all day, listening to what's dropping, watching videos, hearing what's going on out here, trying to understand what's happening, because my job, 90% of what I do is to create something quietly in the background to make money, to in some way, shape, or form take and be molded into something sellable, if that makes sense, right? So as I observe and look at trends of certain things that's going on, and try to figure out, because I'm not working with the $1 billion budget, maybe not even $1 million budget. So I have to, being a small agency, I have to figure out how to do it at a much lower cost, what's cost effective, and, and still remain to a point where we're dealing with a lot of businesses. We wanted we want them to keep their value and their morals when we're marketing. So, some things, don't get me wrong, gotta be outrageous, just break it. It is what it is. But I do try to, stay in tune with the moral compass, especially depending on what the brand is. The brand is the most important. So as we look at the brand, and when I say brand, I think, a lot of people, when we hear marketing, we think about marketing for my business, marketing for this, but really marketing for the brand, because everybody has some type of brand. I'm a brand. Shout out to some of the promoters, their brands. When we work with a promoter, we're promoting the promoter's brand, and that's what you buy into. So whether they're throwing a concert, whether they're throwing a comedy show, whether they're throwing a party, this is the promoter's brand that we're looking at. And then the key is, what does this brand look like? For example, Chris Brown has the bad boy, I don't care type vibe, but it works for him. It works for him. Now his talent in itself is so sellable, it's so marketable. Like, he can go from Chris Brown the singer to Breezy the rapper, and you just don't, you be like, whoa. So even though, like, in his lyrics, I must say was just impeccable. I mean, he put that together on this diss track, and it was amazing. But this is not the first time I've heard Breezy rap, and I'm going to refer to him as Breezy when he's rapping, because he is in no way, shape, or form the singer Chris Brown when he's rapping, right? So thinking about how marketable he is and how to regain attention for him, or rebuild or reshape his brand, this was the perfect opportunity. So I get it. Now, going back to saying, okay, I understand what they're doing when it comes down to the J. Cole's and, all of the rap, the hip hop, and throwing Breezy into that mix. I get it. Not quite sure on the purpose of Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj. Not quite sure on the purpose of the marketing behind it. Like, honestly, it was just a bad look. So, Nicki is powerful. Megan has stepped into a level of power. And then I just feel like it was so many small underlying beefs within that it just, I don't know, I think it just really it went left. It was a big turn off to a lot of people. They both got a lot of fans. I don't know, when it comes down to females in hip hop, I just feel like right now we just stronger if we work together, period. But that's just me. Marketing wise, let's get back into marketing. I get off track, right? But just to get back into what's trending, and from the marketing perspective, how can we spin it? I wanted to do this, just kind of come on here and talk about it a little bit, just to kind of open up the airwaves for a couple of people, get y'all thinking. Those that listen, those that don't, oh, well, you ain't gonna hear it. But for those who do listen to me and my random rants, a conversation, whatever you want to call it, what's your thoughts? Like, subscribe, drop it in the comments. I want to know, what are your thoughts on this trend? Like, why is it happening? What are we looking for out of it? Besides money. I mean, everything. I can go, this is America. We are looking to monetize what's happening. But is there an underlying reason? What's the underlying purpose of it? My personal opinion is we're ready to reinvent Chris Brown's image. We have to, it's like a stylist coming in, and we have to change his look. His brand needs polishing because of, his prior everything. But as we, reshape it, rebrand Chris Brown, utilizing some of the pawns around us, because that's all we're doing. We're just going to utilize some of the people around us to do so. We also, what I see is the damaging of other brands. Because I'm not going to lie. I done pointed some stuff out that I care not to say here on the podcast. But I do believe that it's damaging some brands too, because, you know, we are all a brand. So when we mention other people, when we put them, we start saying certain things about them, it can look bad on their brand. I just think that, again, that social responsibility, where's the responsibility in things when it comes to that? Like, what are we doing to say, okay, we're going to do this. This is the concept. This is what we're going to do. Here's the purpose. But we don't want to damage others' brands. I mean, and honestly, this is what your PR team is for, to get suited and booted, because you're in the mix. Hey, listen, you about to be mentioned, so saddle up. Let's get ready. We got bounce back, and we got bounce back hard, because this is how the game is played. But, you know, I'm just curious to hear other people's input on this trend that's going on right now in both hip hop and R&B. What's the outcome going to be, if any? Aside from money, because please don't answer money. I know that. I'm in marketing. I do what I do for money. But what's the sole purpose in it? And who, besides the marketing, the media companies, I want to say media companies, because I am a media company, and it's not just, it's levels to it, right? So we have multiple purposes on why we do what we do and how we do what we do, right? So, when it comes down to media, we have to put it all together. You know, there's levels to marketing. There's many, many levels and layers to marketing. Marketing is not just one thing. And I think that's where a lot of confusion comes in. I was just watching a TikTok reel. A woman posted about working at, I'm not going to name the brand, a beauty brand that's the majority. It's sold to their audience is African American Black women, but it's owned by Koreans. And she was a Black woman, and she was saying how badly she was treated in this organization in such a very, very short time. So as a content creator, so my thoughts is, you know, it's like I don't know, we're brought in, you know, from her perspective. It's just like, okay, they brought her in. Did they not understand her level of power and, you know, her talking about this encounter? And they fired her, by the way. So she, you know, hopefully she read her contract, and she's talking about it, and she's talking about her experience, and she's sharing it online. But she has a huge reach. She has a huge reach, and personally, it's degrading to hear that this woman of color was hired to this brand, because I personally know somebody that just did something with this brand, and it was an insult to know that this is how they're being treated. Needless to say, you know, I wouldn't have stayed as long as she did. I'm queen, quit a job, baby, I got to go. So she did a wonderful job at giving it a try. She tried to speak up. She tried to utilize HR. She tried a lot of things. When I'm not wanted, I'm gone. In any situation, I don't care if it's a relationship, a marriage, a friendship. I don't listen. When at the moment the situation start bothering me in any way, shape, or form, I'm out of there. Peace. Like, because at the end of the day, I go where I'm wanted. I'm not a person to really care about anybody else or what they doing. I don't really watch y'all because I don't care. But, you know, being a borderline nerd, I call myself borderline because I had my moments, right? So being a borderline geek, nerd, whatever you want to call it, I be focusing on, I'm a programmer. I be programming stuff, reading code, figuring out code, trying to see, you know, I specialize in automation. So I try to see how things work together. My brain be somewhere totally different. It don't be on no rap. It don't be on no beef. It don't be worried about what she doing or what she said. Like, I've never been into that kind of stuff. But, I digress. I keep getting off topic. This is what I do. But, it's still big to this trend. So I never really got into, I'm gonna say, the trend of the diss records. Now, have I got mad and diss somebody? Yes. I have several songs where I'm talking trash because somebody hurt my feelings or pissed me off or said something I ain't like or did something to me. And yes, that's kind of how it starts. So yeah, I love it. I started rapping in the battle rap era where it was like total just, like it wasn't about nothing. Say what you want to say, just dog them on the track. Like, that's what it was. We was verbal assassins. That's what it came out. You know what I mean? We had a lot of, wasn't nothing pretty or cute about it. It was just like, you wanted to make a person feel like you was slapping the hell out of them when you was rapping. And that's where we get our, the aggression from. It had to come out like, ugh. But, for me, I came in the split era because I came in the game at 12. So, by the time I was 15, I had to learn how to have some sex appeal to it as well. Because it's like, we still got to sell this. You cute, but you ain't going to sell because you hard as nails. Like, so it's like a balance you had to get when rapping, when I came out. And I never had a record deal. I always was a signed tour artist. So I toured and, I had to perform. I was a performer. I'm a performing artist. And I think that's another thing people don't understand the difference. But whatever. Needless to say, here we are in this record era, this trend that's popping off right now. And I'm just curious to know what other people have to say about it. Like, where are you? What are your thoughts on this? Is it dangerous? Are we playing a dangerous game? Are we going to invoke this to the kids? Are the kids going to say, you know what? That's trending. That's what I'm about to do. We going to put this on wax, and now we flooding, with this. But a lot of times they don't know how to respond. And that's what I feel like. They don't know how to respond. They responding like they respond in their damn game. Everything becomes a game. Everything falls back on how do you respond in Grand Theft Auto? If I was in Grand Theft Auto, how would I respond? I watched another video of a bank was robbed for like 3 to 8 million, whatever. Some kind of millions of dollars was robbed. And the robbers got away, but they followed a blueprint from the Grand Theft Auto game, like, which is crazy that they figured out how to pull this heist off, playing a game. So, that says a lot for what this game is. And we all know everybody got this game. We all play it. I didn't learn how to play it a little bit. And, it gives you the adrenaline rush that you can. And I didn't learn to play it because I wanted to, y'all know, I have to study everything. So I learned to play it on accident. Let's just say it was by accident. I was sitting with the husband and we was just, he plays it. So I'm like, let me do it. Let me buy something. Let me drive. Let me spend all your money up. You know what I mean? So I'm jumping in. I'm learning how to play it. But I'm getting this crazy adrenaline rush. That's pushing me to want more. So, and I'm a person of control. So I have a lot of control with myself. But let me tell you that I came home and I told my daughter, hook that game up. I want to play more. I want to do that more. I want to get my own money. I want my own personality. I want to drive. I want to have my own. I want to see how much I can do on my own. Because, see, I started playing with his character, but I wanted to play with my own character, right? So I realized, how in a young person, what this could be psychologically, like the fact that, we talk to people who are living in this fantasy, in this game, for instance, people who will talk to you and tell you, I got this, and whatever, right? And they live in their mom basement. They play the game all day. And don't get me wrong, they killing it on the game. They got mansions on the game. They got cars on the game. But some people, and this may sound crazy, some people really think that's their real life. They are really, really living in a fantasy. They really think this is how I live. You know how much money I get? And they don't leave the house. They don't leave the house. So, I just think there's so many vices out here now that that really puts us in a place of, I don't know, just puts us in a place of, I don't know how to say it. I don't know, like disarray, fantasy, a false reality. I guess I could say a whole bunch of vocabulary words, right? But needless to say, here we are. We're putting this out there, and not to deflect from the original conversation that this is about the trending of the diss track, the diss records coming out. They're trending. As we set this trend, I want to leave you guys with, because I just ran my mouth for like 30 minutes. It's crazy. But I want to leave you guys with answering that question for me. Where do you see this going? Where do you see this trend going in the future? And when I say the future, I mean next week. Because we all know now we are in the ADHD adult. Just we be everywhere but where we supposed to be, right? We like just be discombobulated, So I don't even want to call it ADHD. We're not going to give it a title. It's just we everywhere, right? So, and things don't let everything get short lived with us. So this trend could only last a week and then be something, we on to something else next week. But what is happening right now? Where do you see it going? What's your thoughts about it? Your comments, your concerns. Don't dwell too much on the media take, because I'm going to do a whole segment on the media take. But just literally, like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? Where do you see this going? And of course, if you feel as though it's media driven, then damn it, talk about it. But yeah, this is Random Conversations. I'm your girl, Nina Capone. And I want to thank y'all for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and drop your answers below. Definitely want to hear from you. I do go back and read all this stuff. So the interaction has been great. I want to thank y'all again for listening, and have a wonderful Sunday.